Okay, I call to order this February meeting of the Hildebran Town Council. And we will begin with a moment of silent prayer. And please remember Terry's while we pray. Thank you. I call on you, Derek, to lead us in the pledge.
It's been a while. Be glad. Okay. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we begin with the review and adoption of the agenda. So look over that and make a motion whenever you're ready.
Make a motion to accept the agenda.
Who said it first? Cole, okay. I'll call it for the vote.
Cole, yes.
Mike, yes. Terry, yes.
Derek, yes.
Dan, yes.
All right, thank you. All right, number 4, approval of the minutes. Look over those and make a motion when you're ready. That includes our January 25th meeting, but also the closed session minutes, which I guess you have on your desk.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, January 25th, regular meeting and closed session minutes.
Okay, I'll call it for a vote.
Cole, yes.
Mike, yes. Terry, yes.
Derek, yes.
Dan, yes.
All right, are there any public comments?
Or none I'm aware of.
No. Where's Gary tonight? Is he on? Oh, well.
I saw a cruiser out there, but it wasn't the new one.
Yeah, pass in your closed session notes. Okay, number 6, old business, 6A, discussion of plan for bank overgrowth at the park. And Logan, you have some comments on that?
Yes. Right now, Lori and Councilmember Weaver haven't had a chance to meet just due to time, so we will postpone that update until next month.
Well, we have had a chance to talk, and I told her as soon as my wife's surgery, and I got back from it, that we would meet up there, and she said that'd be great. We've already talked about several things that need to be done, and we'll get ready, we'll set a date for volunteers, and I got several volunteers ready to come to work anytime.
Your wife is doing okay?
Yeah, she come home today.
All right, 7, new business, 7A, consider approval of resolution adopting the 2021 Town of Hildebran zoning map. And I believe Hunter's going to speak on that.
Yeah, so go ahead and do this. Part of the new requirements by 160D that currently that the planning board, along with COG staff, is working on getting our ordinance up to date, and it has to be effective by July 1 of this year. Is one of the new requirements is that we have to keep our zoning map up to date. It's got to be present. And so one of the recommendations from the school government was just yearly adopt a new zoning map. You know, if we have any rezonings throughout the year, those maps, we're amending that map, but then at the beginning of each year, just to have an official map for each year. So we decided to go ahead and start that practice now. So pretty much all you guys are doing tonight is adopting the official zoning map of the town. So that encompasses all rezonings, or basically all the rezonings up to this date. So all those rezonings in the past have been approved, and we've always updated our map, but this is just a new process of us approving or adopting a official map that will be signed, go up there, and we'll put another one in town hall. And the maps are at the COG, they got printed off today, but like I said, nothing has changed since our last rezoning, which was last January, I think. But other than so it's all up to date from them.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, There are none, we'll move on to D.
Don't we
We
need
need
to
to
approve that?
Whoops. I moved the meeting too fast, don't I? Yes, okay, go right ahead.
I'll make a motion to adopt the zoning map resolution 2/22/21.
Okay, I'll call it for a minute.
Cole, yes.
Mike, yes.
Terry, yes.
Derek, yes?
Ben, yes.
Okay, thank you. 7B, 2020 planners report.
So, in your packets, just provided you guys a yearly, report from planning, from last year. We did 3 different text amendments, regarding, one being the neighborhood business, the first one was to allow drive-throughs in the central business district for kind of helping out Chubby's, which then led to the side grant, which, all that's working well. The other 2 were in regards to the chain link fencing and building materials in our central business and highway business. Approved one zoning map amendment from last year, which was the old Arnie's barn, went from R20 to neighborhood business to kind of allow them for some minor, light, commercial type uses out there, kind of a community event center thing is what they got.
It's a
going on.
venue.
Yeah. And so that neighborhood business was a blend, and that's kind of what we felt fit. Conditional use, we did one conditional use permit, once again, for the drive-through, because that was in the zoning text, we allowed it as a conditional use in the central business district. We approved one facade grant, again for Chubby's, everything's going well there. She's, it's really helped out her business. I stay in contact with Whitney and she appreciates you guys approving that. And I think, once again, it's a great first project that we can use to kind of hopefully, once we can get more applicants, and hopefully, we just had some trouble with COVID and trying to get out to people and speak and get them to spend money. A lot of the small businesses spend money during that time. With that being said, that's just kind of an overview. Planning board met 6 times last year, even through COVID. We, a lot of that was on those text amendments and those conditional use permits. There's a permit summary, so we approved 26 zoning permits last year, and then there's kind of a breakdown. The biggest one is there was 3 new residential construction. So there's, 3 new houses that were built here in Hildebran. I think I've already approved 1 or 2 for this year. So that's kind of good to see that we got a improving housing stock in the area. And other than that, once again, just kind of general overview. I guess the biggest thing that staff's working on now is those 160D updates, which will be probably presented to you guys at the May meeting, May or June. And the second big thing is one of the big requirements of 160D is that we have to have an updated comprehensive land use plan that is, I guess, no older than 10 years. Well, ours was passed in 2010. So we'll be starting that process starting next fiscal year. And it's a really good chance to use this document to really build on a vision and stuff for Hildebran to continue us growing as a town and what direction we want to head in. And so I'll have more information on that moving forward. But at this time, if there's any questions or anything I can answer, shoot them at me.
Good job.
Great job.
I think it's the first time since I've been on council that we had a planner update, and that was really beneficial. So thank you.
Really nice.
I'd like to
You
see
guys did
that.
this past year. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's what, even through COVID. I mean, I went back through some of my additional records, and still the permits are about the same as even non-COVID. And they were down from a point. And when I was in Sawmills and even Valdez, I mean, when I was at my time in Sawmills, I felt like I was issuing 2 or 3 permits a week. And here I was like doing nothing. I'm like, that means either people are doing things and not getting permits, or it just, it's slow. But then it really picked up towards the summer and end of the year. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to provide you guys that and see, everything we've been doing, and try keeping it short and sweet. But if you guys have any questions on anything, just let me know.
Well, the good thing that looks to me on the report is we got 6 commercial permits. That's great.
And that's anywhere from, I think 2 of them were, 2 or 3 of them were commercial expansions or alterations. I know one of them was Marvez, and the other one was Synergy. And then there was another one. But yeah, I mean, all that, you got to think any type of those additions. I mean, that's potentially increased property value, which was some higher tax base and all that. So the 2 big ones are that commercial and then the new single family new construction.
That's really great.
Great.
And 200 requests, 200 individual, I mean, that,
I probably average anywhere from
That's
1 to
a-
5 calls or emails a week.
yeah, that's a lot of.
General questions or, people inquiring about property. Especially when some of those manufacturing buildings were, being looked at. I mean, I would answer calls on that and nonstop. So when properties for sale, I mean, people do their due diligence. It takes us some time, but luckily if it's the same property, all I have to do is answer it once and then what everybody else is gonna ask. But that, yeah, like I said, that's all I got. If there's any individual questions or anything, I think my contact information's on there, but I'm in the town Mondays and Wednesdays, so just call there or anytime, even if I'm not there, Alice or somebody can get you in contact with me.
What hours are you?
Monday afternoons from typically 12:30 to 5, and then Wednesday mornings from 8, about let's just say 9 to 1. But some of that varies just due to nature of being in other towns. The third Monday of the month I'm usually in the town on Mondays for only like 2 hours because I've got planning board in Valdez at 4 o'clock and planning board at Rutherford College at 7. But that's kind of the biggest thing now is I'm in Valdez and Rutherford College, so I'm always coming through here. And I can always stop in, take care of something, or I mean, I'm always in the general area, which is I think a big, I guess, asset kind of instead of maybe me being in Sawmill or somewhere else because I'm always going to be 5-10 minutes away if some emergency comes up or somebody needs something. So, yeah, that's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Anyone want to make a motion?
There's no motion needed on that one.
That's just his report.
Yeah, it's just a general report.
I can get it right. Who elected me mayor?
It's okay, it's just your first.
So we're glad they did. We're glad they did.
All right, 7D, call for special meeting. Wait a
But
minute,
this
I
is city hall
left
contract.
one. Consider approval of audit contract for fiscal year 2020, 2021.
The contract from Eric Bowman is substantially the same contract as previous years. There was one section added where he details what he talks about when he comes to the board and presents the report, but it's the same basic contract and there's no increase in the cost this year, so.
I'll make a motion to accept.
All right, call for a vote.
Cole, yes.
Mike, yes.
Jerry, yes.
Derek, yes.
Ben, yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, 7D, let's talk about having a budget workshop.
Yes, if we want to plan for 2 to 3 hours, definitely do the first one in March. So if the councils when we can all meet. We haven't picked any dates out, so it's open for discussion.
Any day, good as me, long as it's an evening.
I guess it'll be 5 right?
Yeah, we did call, I believe, done 7,
Oh,
unless we do a Thursday.
Well, I'm actually looking at my dates right now.
Oh, okay.
So I am good for, if we do Friday, March the 5th or the 19th, I'm good at 5 or whatever time works for y'all.
Rick, I can't hear.
Friday, March 5th is what he's looking at, right? Is the
5
first
p.m.
suggestion?
I can't, I'm out. I'm in Texas both those days, so I cannot.
The 5th and 19th, okay.
But my schedule usually from here on out through the end of the year is Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, I'm not available that day.
But don't plan it on me. I mean, you gotta do what the majority can do.
What about Thursday, March the 25th?
That looks okay.
And I mean, I can do 5 o'clock on that day. Does that work for y'all?
Ben, does that work for you?
Good, mate.
Wendell, does that work for you?
The 25th, yeah.
Okay.
What time works best for the group?
Earlier than 5?
5:30, either one, I'll make it work.
Let's do 5 o'clock. Let's do. So I guess I need to make a motion to make a
Can I
Call a
just,
special meeting
Can
for
everybody else do that?
budget workshop for Thursday, March 25th at 5 p.m.
can I just say one thing? We have a council meeting on 22nd that week, so that'll be 2 that week, if that's okay with everybody.
Well, I got so much going that week anyway.
Might as well give it over.
Yeah,
March what, go,
25th,
25th,
Thursday, March 25th,
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Here in the council chambers.
How about the community center? It should be, so we have got our sound panels up. We're gonna be
We
bigger,
should-
a lot more space. What do you think?
We can try it.
Okay with that?
Be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Ben okay with community center?
Ben, are you okay with the community center?
Yeah, if everybody's wearing masks.
We can.
So we got a motion.
All right. I'll call for a vote.
Cole, yes.
Mike, yes.
Terry, yes.
Derek, yes.
Ben, yes.
That's the first one. When you want the next one? So,
Looking at a second one, assuming we do not get it all finished, I'll tell you what I'd like to do is I'd like to have this one and then maybe decide at that meeting if we need another one and set the date in. Does that work?
Sure.
The only reason I'm saying that is we have to have it in by May. So we gotta have it in by May. So as long as we've got the second one in April, should be fine.
But we can decide it
Yeah.
25th. Sounds good to me.
All right. February facilities report, and that is in your packet.
I was gonna cover that, just given the nature of it, just to make sure that, the one thing I would like to say is the amount of stuff that's getting done that I'm not having to ask for. That is something I really want to point out. But Cole noticed we did change a light bulb in the gym. But we also we cleaned the maintenance office, the community room. Lori has assembled chair racks. We put the chairs up. She's organized the closet. We're preparing for new supply orders. She blew the leaves off the playground, pruned the azaleas, removed damaged branches, picked up fallen limbs, cut back overgrowth on the road front slope with the weed eater and the hand pruners, attempted to blow leaves from the ditch. Wasn't quite able to get all that done. That was all done with the Park Municipal Complex. We did clean the windows on each end of the town hall, clean the handrails in the stairwell, cut back the dogwood trees in the parking area, auditorium swept between all seating, and dust mop. That'll be done regularly going forward, so you'll see that pretty consistently. Town hall, she cleaned the drive-up window outside and inside, and then miscellaneous, she cleaned out our red storage building. I'll let you know about this. That is the building we have had. So I met with the pesticide inspector for the state. He came down last week. We approved that red building to be our new storage building for all of our lawn care stuff, pesticides, weed eater, lawnmower, all that stuff. He approved it, said we're good. She got estimates for the flower garden out here, so we've got a complete quote for it. I'll bring that to you next month. And then she has got with, what is the name? Is it Clean Tech? With Darren, okay. Clean Tech, she also got with them, ordered dust mops, and cleaning rags to be on our monthly schedule for pickup or weekly. One of the two, but anyway.
I'd like to make a comment. I've come by, I've seen what she's doing, and she's done more by accident we've ever had done in a long time on purpose.
I will say
I've
this,
come by and sat and watched her.
I've been with the town, Will and I've been with the town council, I've been with anybody. This is the first time we've had somebody that's doing maintenance, that's a self-starter.
Right, you don't, and everything I've seen, she's just taking it on her own to do it.
So we're very fortunate. You made a great hire. Love you, made a great hire.
I won't take credit for it. She's, I appreciate what she's doing. That's what I'll say.
Good. F, January tax report, it's in your packet.
I did want to point out, last month Cole had asked for the reports for the years after 2017. So I did contact Danny Eisenhower and he did give me some reports for that. So I did calculate that out for you. And we should have that moving forward.
All right, G, deputy report, that's in your packet. Gary's not here, but you see it's smaller than usual.
Smaller than normal. Good. Okay, that's it.
All right. H, committee reports. First, the technical coordinating committee.
Nothing major to report right now. I did check in with Brian to make sure all of our projects are still on schedule. If Hunter has anything to add, I mean, at this point, we're kind of in the waiting game to let these things get scored. We should have our scores back in May of this year for some of these, so that'll be a big day.
Do you want to mention about the Highway 10 exit?
The Highway 10, yes, so exit 118.
Yeah.
So what they're looking at now, and Hunter, you correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I understand, they are now not going to redo that bridge. They're going to build a second bridge. Keep that bridge open during the construction of the new one. The new one will have all kinds of roundabouts, and I believe the main benefit is they don't have to close down the Curly's Fish Camp.
Yeah, the way that, from my understanding, where they're proposing it is because the original plan had closing down Curly's Fish Camp Road, or at least access, because they don't like having the exit ramp or the on-ramp as well as an adjoining road. And so where they could build it is where Curly's Fish Camp would cross over 40 and then connect with Old 10. It's all conceptual, but that's where they're moving to. There's also a chance for us to include some bike and pedestrian facilities along the bridge, which could tie in future sidewalk project all the way down old Highway 10 to Main Street or to Center Street. So you know how DOT works, and all this is maybe going to be a 10 to 15 year timeline, but that's the last thing we talked about. And we talked to a consultant that's doing all that research and all that and last week. But that's the biggest project that we know of right now. So hopefully it'll be done sooner rather than later. I think they're going to start applying right away and stuff in 2022.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that one either. And you know how, once again, DOT can change, but I think that's their plan because they caught a lot of pushback from residents on Curly Fish Camp Road.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not closing that one.
Yeah.
Well, look at all the trucks that go up and down.
Absolutely.
I think that's when they realized traffic count and stuff and where, and all of that, I think that's why they can just spend a little bit more money building a longer bridge. Cause like I said, just with the angle and it still meet up, but it'll just have to be, it'll make it work better where then, no roads are closed and it'll, I don't know, be nicer in the long run.
The one big thing we do want to do is get it into some type of plan, plan for pedestrian, either bike or sidewalks. Once we do that, when the state does go to do construction, they'll include that automatically.
And we're gonna have that by 2022.
Yeah, we'll have to have
But that's
that.
something that can maybe be potentially encompassed in our comprehensive plan. I've got to get clarification. We have to have a separate pedestrian plan, which we had a pedestrian plan done as well in 2010, and that's what we've been using with the state right now. And so I don't know if we can just update that because some of those projects are in the works, or two of them were the ones that we submitted funding for. So if there's a way we can update that and reconsider, or if it has to be a completely new plan, I'll have to get some clarification on that.
All right, thank you. Transportation Advisory Committee,
Nothing,
basically the same.
yeah, nothing to add.
Western Piedmont Council of Government, the policy board. Yeah,
It's next month.
okay. Burke Economic Development.
Could not make the meeting this past Friday, but I did get an email, and Redmond, you might want to expand on this. They have not sent out the minutes for that, but they've got a grant, a $500,000 grant that's just been rewarded to the JEEKORNES business there in Morganton, USA.
Far as you go.
Thank you. And they're going to be adding 102 new jobs and to be tied in with the reuse grant. So they've got quite a bit of expansion going on down there. So as soon as I get the minutes, I will forward that over to you.
That's a really, really big project. It's where the old Monsanto plant used to be for some of those people who've been around for a while. County president owns that. The county's gonna sell that building to a private investor. They're gonna build a right substantial expansion. There is a reuse, just putting some of that money in. It'll be rented back out. It'll go back on the tax rolls, and there'll be 100+ new jobs, and they're pretty well paying jobs. They make very high-end Swedish furniture.
Yeah, one of the big things they're known for is the stressless sofas. They're one of the largest producers, the stressless sofas that are sold in America, North America, whatever that is. I don't
They're
think I've had a stress.
they're very comfortable. Great for napping.
You get one for revenue here.
So,
Thank you, Raymond, for the VDI report. I appreciate it. That's all I needed, but I'll have more information. I'll forward it over to you. Thank you.
that's what you got with those guys.
Let's see, recreation and tourism,
That's the report.
water resource,
Nothing to report.
Vedic,
Had a real good year in 2020, and since Vedic's been in existence, they've created over 710 jobs in Burke County.
thank you. Library board didn't meet. That's our committees. Number 8, other business. Announcements. I think we just hang out for a minute. All right. Well, we're done. Anybody want to make a motion? Yes.
Where's Ben?
I said, I would make that motion to adjourn.
All right, call for a vote.
Oh, yes.
Mike, yes.
Terry, yes.
Derek, yes.
Ben, yeah,
All right, thank you. Everyone.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome.